Okay, I would like to discuss brain pollution in the media as related to the school shootings that we see. Just take a look at this video and understand what thousands and thousands and thousands of kids are putting into their brains. I call this brain pollution. I call this a mass murder training video. Just watch this. It's a short clip. This is Grand Theft Auto 5 called the Ulsa School Shooting. Notice the kid is wearing a trench coat. Just watch this video. Tell me this. If you think this isn't sick and demented and stupid, that we allow this kind of garbage to be put into young brains, you're naive. Okay, just watch. Kids going to school. I've got the sound down so that I can throw in my 2 cents. Kids going to school. Notice the trench coat. Look at that. Just massacring people. This is fun. This is what they're doing for entertainment. You think this is entertainment? This is a mass murder training video. And yeah, obviously, not all kids are going to kill someone. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of young minds out there that do not need this garbage put in their brains. Now look at this, too. This is what's really sick. At the end, he commits suicide. I mean, did you see that? I'm telling you, man, the devil is behind these kind of videos. Did you see that? Let's watch it again. He commits suicide at the end. I mean, man, this is the devil trying his best to get souls. 50 years ago, parents would have been shocked if their kids were playing these kind of games. And in the 1800s, every kid had a gun, but Dad taught them how to use a gun responsibly and would never allow their children, kids, to put this kind of garbage into their minds. Dad would have taken his son. Check this out. Now look at this. I'm telling you, young brains do not need to be exposed to this kind of insanity. Any parent knows young people are mimics. Monkey see, monkey do. We all, when I was young, I mimicked what I saw on TV and the media. We all played Army, John Wayne, Superman. We all mimicked what we saw. Young people mimic. That's how they learn. They are mimics. When a baby hears daddy, daddy, they mimic. They say daddy, daddy. And a young mind is designed to be a mimic. They mimic what they see and hear. That's how their brain develops to learn quickly. And the frontal lobe is not developed. Young minds do not have mature minds. And frankly, no one should be putting this garbage into their heads, but especially a young teen. And just think, kids are hooked on these kind of games. They're playing them 5 hours a day. They're putting this garbage into their brains. We have to be fools not to understand that our young people are being flooded with brain pollution. I mean, this is brain pollution. Trash in, trash out. Now, I realize that the people, the young kids who commit the school shootings are mentally unstable people. That is a given. But I also believe that they are having demonic influences into their minds through this, and they do these shootings impulsively. I believe demons are putting them up to it. They get into their heads. You take some young person who plays these games or even watches violent movies. Let's say they use mind-altering drugs. They are affecting their brains. And then let's say the kid is slightly off his rocker, emotionally disturbed, and has an extremist tendency to handle difficult situations. This kid is ripe to be a school shooter. He's got these images in his brain. Let's say he's a loner. Nobody likes him. You know, the girlfriend's rejected him. He's a nobody. Look at this guy. What do you think he sees? He sees power. He says, oh, I'll show you. So you think I'm a nerd? I'll show you. That's what is going on with these kids. They feel unimportant. They're lonely. They're mentally unstable. You know, they're probably smoking pot. No telling what else they're doing. Don't tell me smoking pot is harmless. I know better. Any mind-altering substance is not good for your brain. It's just not. People need to keep clear heads. They need to be sober, and they need to think rationally. And this is a recipe for disaster. I mean, look, let's consider this. There's a direct correlation to these school shootings. As the media becomes more violent, our kids are becoming more violent. I mean, I'm 59 years old, and I've seen this happen in my lifetime. When I was a kid, when I was 10 years old, you would have never dreamed of this or saw this or heard of this school shooting stuff. But as the media has become more sexualized, more violent, more graphic, more gruesome, and we've become jaded to where we think this is entertainment, where you're massacring people, this is entertaining? I mean, come on. I mean, and some people go, well, there's no studies. Who needs a study? I don't need a study. I can think for myself. God gave me a brain to reason with, and I can reason for myself that this is not good. And this is an issue that we need to talk about. This gun control and taking away the Second Amendment, and they say, well, we're not trying to do that. Yes, they are. That's what they're trying to do. Hey, I wish there were no guns at all in the whole world. I wish there were no weapons, and I wish we all lived in peace and harmony. But this is not the real world. And the reason we have a Second Amendment is to protect all the other freedoms that we have, because an unarmed populace are sitting ducks for tyranny and oppression. And people say, well, Britain is unarmed and they're doing okay. Yeah, but Hondurans are unarmed and they're not doing okay. All right? Unarmed Hondurans and Nicaraguans are terrorized by drug-dealing gangs and an oppressive government. And that's why they're running here. And Britain is even becoming an oppressive government. Some guy the other day got locked up for exercising free speech outside of a courthouse. They're starting to lock people up. They're starting to nab people and throw them in the paddy wagon and haul them off to jail. Oppression doesn't happen all at once. It takes time. And step one is removing the citizens' ability to defend themselves. So anyway, okay, we've watched this enough. I hope you get the point. But when I see stuff like this, and I know that thousands and thousands and thousands of young kids are playing this kind of game 5 hours a day or 10 hours a week, or they're addicted to this thing. And I'm telling you, there comes a point where fantasy isn't good enough anymore, and they want to go do it for real, especially if they get triggered, over some, who knows. Young people they can become drama queens, and this is the ultimate example of a kid over dramatizing everything, going to extremes, and having to deal with issues in a completely irrational, illogical, and extreme manner. And I'll guarantee you, this right here, you get some nerd or some kid who feels unpowerful or just whatever. This right here, this kid says, I'll show you who's powerful. Look at that. You think that kid, this is all about power, and it makes them feel powerful. But as soon as the cops nab them and they're sitting in the jail cell after committing this atrocity, you know what they're thinking? They're thinking, what in the hell have I done? I'm telling you, the demons are getting into their heads. That's exactly what's going on. And after they commit the act, the demons leave. And then the kid is sitting there going, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my God, I can't believe, what have I done? But right now, when they're shooting up the school, they are in possession of demons who are in their heads and going, kill, kill, kill everybody. You'll be powerful. You can show them. And man, anyway, I've gone on long enough, but I'm telling you right now, in this school shooting debate problem we have, if we don't take this into consideration, then forget it. We'll never solve the problem, because brains and brain pollution are a serious issue in the United States of America and in the world. And young minds are being filled with brain pollution like this. And we're seeing the results. Thank you.